Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's event. This is the iRace4Awareness race number 3 at Auto Club, and now we'll do just a quick word from our sponsor. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Auto Club Daytime, and we are running the third race of the iRace4Awareness. And as you guys will see tonight, I'm using a whole new interface, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And in the broadcast booth tonight with me, I have Joey Stats. Joey, if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, ready for an exciting race.
Well, I was glad to hear that. These guys have about 18 minutes left of practice. I'm going to try to see if I can get Luis Amazo in here real quick and talk to him about this race real quick. Welcome, Luis, to the broadcast booth. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, fellas. Good evening. How's everybody?
Good, good. Hoping tonight's going to be a much better race than last week. Hope it's going to be, nice and clean and not have too many cautions.
Well, I think everybody's hoping for that thing. We came from a very narrow, very compact racetrack in Charlotte to a monster at Auto Club. So one thing that guys cannot complain tonight is that they didn't have enough room.
Right, yeah, this is a very, very big track, almost as big as a super speedway. And I've actually got the camera on your car right now. It looks like you're running a different paint scheme tonight as well.
Yeah, I'm just playing around. This is still off season for a bunch of stuff, so we're starting to play around with a couple graphic ideas for the Cup team. I'm part of Spartan Racing. That's going to be running multiple different events. So we're starting to play around, see if we can come up with a team scheme for the whole thing. So just playing around.
Well, it looks very nice. What are your expectations here tonight, as far as, points and who might change positions real quickly? Because this is a totally different race than from last week.
Well, to be quite honest, I don't know who can be up front. We had a couple of races or a couple practice sessions in this track during the week, and we saw a lot of different guys being fast at various different moments. We saw a group of guys being fast right out of the gate. We saw a couple of guys being fast in the long run, and they were never the same guys. So we had, depending on the race, depending on the circumstances, you're going to see the usual suspects that has been running up front during this couple last races. Probably up front again. You're going to see the likes of last week's winner, John Cotto. He's been really good, really consistent this week, as we predicted last week during the broadcast. Guys like Justin Bland, Anthony Titchener, Colin Fern, John Schweiker, Brian Wilderson, to name a few. So a lot of the guys that we saw not only last week but also during the race at Atlanta, that they had a lot of the similar conditions like we're having now. Very loose, a lot of the car basically not sitting down on the track because of the temperature. We have 112 degrees on the track right now, so it's very, very slick. The tires are going away very fast. So it's going to be a cat and mouse race to see who's going to be up front, who's going to be able to save their cars. So we're going to have to wait and see, depending on what guys are trying to come up with.
Right, yeah, I just saw myself, Tony DeGennaro spin out a little bit coming out of corner number 2. It looks like maybe that second row, the second line is going to be a hot spot tonight, not running that low line too much.
Yeah, you. This is a lot like Michigan. So if you go way too much to the bottom of the track, you're gonna lose grip. It's not that grippy down there. So that the in between the first and the second groove, or most of the time through that second line, I think that's the preferred line, and that's where guys are gonna be jousting for position during the race.
Well, all right, Louise. I will put you back up in the regular room, and hopefully you have a good race tonight.
Well, I'm just hoping that no one hits me because that's the luck that I have. This off season, I've been target practice for a lot of guys, so hopefully we're able to finish one of these races.
Exactly. Well, good luck to you tonight.
Thanks, Scott. Have a great podcast, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
I think John Caudle, he's going to get him another one here. He looks pretty fast and looks like he's being pretty smart and staying out of that bottom groove.
Yeah, he's running in. Let's see what he's running for a lap time right now. He's got about 39.37 lap time, and Jeremy Rubin's right behind him, though. Not by very much either. But John Caudle's probably been out here for quite some time. We've got about 12 minutes, a little over 12 minutes left of practice. He's probably been out here since practice started, so I don't know how how many tire changes he's done. Actually, let's go ahead and pull him down to the room, talk with him.
User was moved to your channel.
Well, welcome to the room, John Caudle. How are you doing tonight, sir?
What?
Yes, I said welcome to the broadcast room. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, good. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. We're just watching you here at the broadcast booth and seeing you running a pretty hot lap, and you're in first right now for this practice.
Yeah, car's handling really, really good, man. I actually didn't expect to run that fast.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, wow, look at all the cars flipping by you.
Yeah, I had to minimize my screen for a second.
You think you might get this one tonight, or at least be a top 5? I mean, if you're running like you are now, then, it should be no issues, but, it could be anyone's game here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think that the car's going to handle well. I don't know if I can personally win it because, well, honestly, there's a lot of fast guys. I'm looking at the top of the leaderboard, and it's anybody's game. All it takes is one slip up to burn up the tires too fast, and you're pretty much going to fall to the back.
Right, yeah, it looks like Jeremy Rubin and John Schweikart right up there with you.
Yeah, they definitely are, and I'm looking at a few other guys that have really good handling cars. Not going to give anything away, but I might have something up my sleeve tonight. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Well, alright, well, good luck to you, and about 10 minutes left to practice, and hopefully you get everything straightened out and can run a good race tonight.
Thank you. We speak to you after the race.
Alright, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
just real quick, guys, I gotta reload the interface real quick just before we start. We still got 9 minutes left, so give me just one quick moment. I'm not quite sure if it's the practice itself messing it up, but as you guys were seeing, the ticker was showing 2 people in first place. It still is. It's got to be the practice, because there's nothing in my settings that would show that. But as you guys are seeing, this is an actual ticker from IRTVO. This is not the iRacing ticker. I did finally get to work, so that way it shows all the right car numbers. And, I hope you guys enjoy this overlay. I do have another overlay for the trucks coming, and I hope you guys will like that too. So yeah, Joey, what do you think about this the iRacing League here, the Elite Championship Racing? A lot of these guys are running it, but some aren't. What are your takes on the league itself?
Well, it's a really good league and ran by a lot of great people with big hearts, and are really friendly and welcome all the new people with open arms. And I really enjoy the racing aspect and what they have going there, and the way the admins run it. It's just so organized and really great to be in.
Yeah, I've just talking with these guys, other than broadcasting and racing a few races with these guys. They seem like a really, really down-to-earth crew. They're a down-to-earth league, and definitely, good people to be around.
Hey, wake up.
So for all those out there that might be new to this race, the iRace4Awareness is for an event. It's a 4-race event that promotes. Not promotes, but it promotes diseases in children, deadly diseases in children, and hopefully you're looking for cures and stuff like that. And if anybody out there knows of anybody, or friends or family that might have some life-threatening ailments, a shout out to them if you want. It's definitely not a good thing. I know a few people personally that have very deadly ailments, and a shout out to them. And anybody else that wants to give a shout, just make sure you type in the comments, and we'll definitely get those out there for you. And we got about 5 minutes left here of practice, and let's go ahead and take a look at the results again, and we will see who is still... Oh, Justin Bland is now in first place with 39.2. It's a really hot lap. So you got Justin, John, and Jeremy. 4 J's in the top 4.
Yeah, they're running some really quick laps, and looks like John Schwickhart just moved up there too. I'm not sure if he was up there already or not, but now we got 4 J's up there.
Yes, we do. Wow, that's So a lot of the guys that were in the top last week are in the top this week. So that's one thing to look for. These guys are running hard and have been running hard for the last 2 races as well. And it looks like 31 people here tonight, which is very good. Very, very good. Last week we had started with 34, 35.
Yeah, I'm glad to see a good showing and everybody coming in and supporting and putting up some pretty good lap times and running hard for it.
Yeah, these guys are working hard, especially over these last 2 races and all the other. Ooh, whoa! Oh, John Cottle just slammed it nose first into the wall. Took a lot of damage on that. Good thing this is only practice. But as I was saying, these guys have been working hard for the last couple of races and all the other off-season races just to prep themselves. And the ECR crew will be starting their races in 2 weeks, and that is when their season will start. And Wednesday on the 24th will be the official first truck race of the season.
I was looking back at that John Cottle spin, and it looks like he was just trying to run that low line and just lost it.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be the death of people tonight if they try to hit that low line. You got to run that next row up, if not higher. But you don't want to run the wall either.
Yeah, it's going to be really tempting for people to go down there because they're going to be going into the corner and see that opening down there and want to put their nose in it. But sometimes the racing aspect just takes over the smart mind of some of the racers.
Exactly. And we got 2 minutes left here of practice, and then they will go into a 5-minute qualify. During that qualify, we will hold the national anthem, and by the time a little past when the national anthem's over, the race will begin. And Joey Stats, it's here in the broadcast booth with me, is new here tonight for broadcasting, and hopefully we can have a good night tonight and see some really good racing.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for some good racing, and I'm glad you allowed me to come in with you and broadcast a little bit. This is my first time ever doing it, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to try it out.
Yeah, of course. No, it's definitely glad to have you in here tonight. I was gonna have Josh Sheets in here tonight as well, but he has decided to race. But if he happens to wreck out tonight, he will be joining us in the broadcast booth as well. Oh, a little bit of scraping of the wall there as we go into 20 seconds left. Alright, and that does it for the practice. And as they go into qualifying, we will hold the national anthem. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise. Alright, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me and Joey for the national anthem. Joey, any final words here before they go to grid in here in about 3 minutes?
Well, I want to wish everybody luck and have a good race, and really going to stress to watch out for that bottom line, because I've been watching and noticing that it looks real loose down there, so I don't know if I'd try it.
No, with my personal experiences here, I wouldn't try it either. That would be very, very bad. It's especially with the track temperature being at 112.
Yeah, it's really going to be slick out there.
And as of right now, what's looking is looks like John Schweikart's on the pole, Brian Wilderson second, Luis Almazo is third, John Cottle is fourth, Jeremy Rubin is fifth, Nick Gillis is sixth, Anthony Thitchner is seventh, Joshua Sheets is eighth. Oh, Joshua Sheets is ninth, and Chuck Harrell is 10th. That was a very quick change.
Yeah, Justin Bland hopped up to that second spot with a 39.1.
That's still really good, considering, they're still running 39-second laps around here. I don't know if he's going to get to John Schweikart, though. He might be able to. But as I was saying earlier, it looks roughly the same top 10 that was running last week at a much, much smaller track.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same names up there with John Cottle, Justin Bland, and John Schweikart. I'd say it's going to be a pretty familiar top 10 at the end of this.
And I'm looking at the results, and it still looks like quite a few people have not qualified. And it looks like we're gonna have 32 people running here tonight, which is still a little less than last week, but still a pretty good number.
Well, it's looking like the number one is going to get the pole with only a couple seconds left.
Alright, these guys will be gridding up here right now. Let's go ahead and get to the grid. As we're looking at the top 10 right now, it looks like Chuck Harrell, Anthony Thitchner, Ken Ron, Pat Russia, John Cottle, Jeremy Rubin, Brian Wilderson, Ken Worley, Nicole Johnson, and Luis Almazo will be rounding out the top 10 starting this race. Sorry about that. Had to do a full refresh. Some reason the ticker is going a little nuts.
Might be where everybody was just sitting on pit road right beside each other.
Alright, going into 3, pace car will be going in. We could start this race. Pace car is in, and it's green flag racing. Got 75 laps here tonight, and hopefully it's a good, clean race.
Looks like Justin Bland didn't get a very good start there.
Now he's sitting back and forth, but he's trying to move back up, and seems to be doing so quickly. Maybe if he can get just a little bit of a draft from behind, push him. John Schweikart's got about a second lead on John Cottle, a little under a second. He's gonna say these guys are running strong here tonight. Well, it's only lap 2, but been running strong these last 2 races in this series. And John Connell's got quite the pack right behind him. Oh, with Brian Wilderson coming right up on the inside. Oh, he's going for a pass. And he got it. Well, maybe. Nope, he had to come back just a hair, but I think he might get it coming into corner number 3 here.
The number 1 is checked out from the field.
Yeah, he is 1.2 seconds ahead. He's going to run this race to himself here for a little bit, till his tire wear becomes enough. See, right now, he's running that low line, but that's going to wear down his tires quite a bit. He's going to have to switch up to that higher line here, probably within the next 10-15 laps. If there isn't a caution and they do a tire change, you never know what's going to happen.
It's looking like mostly everybody has went single file and is kind of just riding, trying to make it to the finish. It's looking like.
Yeah, no one's really running side by side and going to a blimp view here and looking in the back of the field. They're all running single file as well. John Schweikart is now almost 2 seconds ahead of Brian Wilderson. He must have one heck of a setup in his car tonight. And Brian Wilderson's got about second league on Mark Bratcher, who's another newer name that we've seen this season. Well, this preseason, as far as the racing goes. And Mark Bratcher's got Anthony Thitchner right on him. Anthony's gaining little by little. Oh, he dropped back just a little bit, looked like, but might be able to get him here on this front stretch. Anthony Thitchner going on the inside, trying for it, and he got it. He just by enough. Mark's gonna run that high line. Yeah, there goes Anthony, with quite the gap in between them now. Justin Bland and John Cottle back here in 5th and 6th battling it out. About .2 and 0.1 second between the two. And you got Luis Amazo and Joshua Sheets in 7th and 8th. Josh Sheets is usually up here in the booth with us broadcasting, but tonight he decided he wanted to race. And he's in the top 10, so he's doing pretty well for going into 10 laps here.
Looks like Justin Bland is slowly making his way back forward.
Yes, he is. He's catching really quick. Oh, he passes. Oh, he's trying to pass on the inside. Mark Bratcher. Oh, he's sliding a little bit. 10 laps in and he's already sliding. You know right there that this track is very hot. Top 4 seem to be just one little pat together. Then you got 7th and 8th here. I'm sorry, 8th and 9th. No, I had that right, 7th and 8th. And then you got 9th and 10th as a little pack. You got Colin Fern, who was a high roller these last 2 races. And then you got a whole pack starting with J.R. Deere and the number 43. And you got Ken Worley and the number 99. Yeah, number 99, Ken Worley. He's leading this backpack here of about 7 cars. You got Nicole Johnson leading this pack of 3 here in the back in 16th position. She's been running hard too these last 2 races. Unfortunately, I believe last race she got wrecked out early, which is very unfortunate. I think she was running pretty smoothly at Charlotte. And I apologize for the ticker up top not working correctly. It was working fine earlier. I'm not sure what the issue is tonight. It does not seem to be going from first to 32nd. It just seems to be bouncing all over the place. I will look into that more, and hopefully it'll be fixed for next week's race. And we're on the 14th lap here. We were looking at John Schweikart in first, who's got a 3-second lead on Brian Wilderson. That is insane. He's running a 42nd lap, but still got quite that lead. And it looks like he's gonna come up on a lap car. 15 laps in and gonna lap a car already. He's running very, very hot here tonight. Got Matthew Hibbs, number 10, sitting in pit lane. I don't know what's going on. No, I guess he wanted a fresh set of tires. It's gonna put him back a little bit. He's in 30th, but when the 53 was pitting as well, getting a fresh set of tires. 16 laps in, and these guys are getting tires. This track is very slippery.
Looking like there's a battle for second.
It looks like Anthony Thitchner and Brian Wilderson. Anthony got past him, and he's losing. He's staying about a half second ahead of him, trying to.
There's a car off on the backstretch, but it looked like he saved it.
That would be the number 61 of Josh Mayu. Not sure what happened, if he just got a little loose coming into the bottom of the corner there, or if he just lost control for a quick second. And John Schweikart still got over a 3-second lead over second, and he's running, a little over. Still a little over, almost 4 seconds ahead of second place.
Another car was spinning on the backstretch just a second ago.
Anthony's got about 1.5 second lead against John Cottle. And let's see where John Cottle's at. John Cottle's right there with Brian Wilderson. Brian Wilderson dropped back 2 positions here in the last couple laps. Not sure if he has been having to let up, or just because the track's so hot that he's sliding. And it looks like he is sliding just a hair. That's going to be slowing him down, a good 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, there's a lot of people starting to make pit stops. I'm taking a guess that the handling's starting to really go away on the cars.
I gotta say, even John Schweikart slowed down a little bit. He doesn't have nearly, well, he's still got a 3-second lead, but he had a 3.6 lead there for a couple laps, and his tires must be starting to wear some too. He's been pushing it real hard right from the beginning of the race. Hopefully he will be able to keep the strategy up that he's using, and we haven't had a caution yet. It's been a good 22 clean laps, which is great, compared to last week's where we had a wreck, I think, within the first 5 laps. But that Charlotte's a much, much smaller track, much closer racing. It was at night, cars were tighter, you really had to watch for people. And John's lapping people here. He's still pushing. He's slowing down just a hair, but he doesn't want to push too hard, or else he's going to find himself in the back, or even maybe in the top 10 instead of the top 5. And Anthony's trying to push hard too. He's got a 1.2 second lead on John Cottle, and he started back in 5th, I do believe, at the beginning of this race. Oh, and we have a caution. Not sure what quite happened. Joey, can you see what happened?
I'm looking around right now. It's looking like Jeremy Rubin just went around.
Oh yeah, his car is all smashed up. Let's see if I can get a replay of that.
Yeah, he's just going through the corner and spun, and I guess overcorrected it and just head on right into the wall.
It looks like he got in that low line, and just, yeah, you're right, he did overcorrect. I don't know how much that's going to give him for a time, but damage looks pretty significant. I think these guys might have one quick repair here tonight.
No, they do not have any.
Oh, okay, so he might be done for the night. That's unfortunate. That was a good, first 23 laps clean, as I said, compared to last week. But he was the only one to wreck, so, I mean, that's good on their part. Looks like some of these guys get some rubbing on the walls going on. Paint's missing on their passenger side a little bit. Getting a little too high in the corners. Oh, and it looks like Anthony Thichner is going to lead the pack coming out. That was a good, fast pit stop for him. And, could be. No, I think Anthony's going to lead them out. Looks like, could be John Schweikart. Double check that real quick.
That's what it's looking like on my end, too.
It looks like Anthony got out first, though. Alright, well, it'll be John Schweikart leading the pack around again. Apparently, it's he's been leading the whole night, and hopefully this new fresh set of tires will help him out. Let's pull him down here real quick.
User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Schweikart, how you doing here tonight?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good, good. We've been watching quite a bit of you. It looks like you've been running hot and fast. You've been really pulling away from the rest of the group with a over 3 second lead for most of the night.
I got a really good short run car, and what I mean by short run car, like, is if you break it up to 30 lap runs, my car is really good for until you get to about 15, 18 laps, and then it just flops. That's about when everybody else starts running better than me. I don't know what it is. I think I just messed up on my setup a little bit, and I'm putting too much pressure on the right front as the fuel burns off. It's just killing my right front tire, but I guess if at the end, if we have a short, little burst, I should be pretty good. But if this thing stays green from here, you got some other guys that are pretty damn fast on the long run.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like we've been, as I said, I've been watching you, for a good part of the night. Doesn't really look like you've been sliding a whole lot. As you said, you got a lot of tire wear, but you seem to be keeping it pretty under control for the most part. We've been watching a few of the other guys as well, and they've been sliding around a little bit.
Yeah, it's really tight through 4, so I'm compensating with it being a lot looser through 2 to help not be so tight through 4. And I'm just really playing with the throttle to not put so much wheel, and because once you get that right rear hot as this temperature is, it's downhill game from there. So I'm just really trying to baby it through turn 2. That way I have that nice smooth through 3 and 4 and not be sliding or pushing that front. But I don't know, man. We'll see. This is a lot of fun. That was a good green flag run, and I was actually getting ready to pit in 2 laps. So I guess it's kind of a good thing the caution came out.
Yeah, me and Joey were wondering what was going on, if you were going to stay on or you're going to pit. I noticed you were slowing down a little bit. But, yeah, definitely a good 22 laps right there, especially compared to last week. So, we'll throw you back up in the regular lobby, and hopefully you guys have a good rest of the race tonight.
Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a good broadcast, and I hope there's a lot of people watching, man. This has been fun so far, and I just can't wait to see how this ending plays.
Thank you very much, and it looks like you and Anthony are going to be starting up front here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when that green flag drops. It's pedal to the metal.
Alright, have a good night.
Alright, you too, buddy.
User was moved out of your channel.
You heard it from him himself. He's definitely got a short run car. He was saying about 15 laps in. I couldn't really notice it, but he was definitely starting to slow down a little bit. And it looks like he's going to take the outside, and maybe I was right. Anthony maybe he's going to start this off. It'll definitely be a run, see if we can get up ahead again.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting seeing him starting on that outside line compared to the inside.
Exactly. Pace car is in, and it looks like green flag racing, and Anthony Thitchner is going to take off. But John Schweikart's coming right out on the outside, catching up to him quickly. Looks like John Cottle's going to move up to second, with John Schweikart right behind him. And Brian Wallison up in the 4th spot again. He's been trying really hard himself tonight with 47 laps here left to go, and with only 1 caution under the belt tonight, it's definitely a good run for these guys. Anthony's got about a 0.3 second lead on John Schweikart, but John Schweikart's slowly closing that gap.
Yeah, he's starting to really turn it on, and he's really closing in on Anthony now.
Anthony's still pushing it though. He's still got that 0.3 second lead. You know. Oh, another caution. That was rather quick.
Backstretch, David Gross closes in it.
Let's go to instant replay here, see what happened. Looks like you got the 95, 53, and the 91.
Looks like David just got loose in the Craig Sykes just couldn't get checked up and loaded up enough and just got into him.
Yeah, it spun him out just a bit. The 05 of Craig Sykes is smashed directly into that back wall.
That 31 almost got clipped right there. That was really close.
Well, at least it was only a 2-car crash, you know, not a complete pile-up.
Yeah, everybody did a really good job avoiding that.
And it looks like the leaders are pretty much all pitting. Oh, John spinning right out of pit row, but he's gonna lead us again right as we're gonna go back into this. Let's talk to Anthony Thitchner real quick. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Anthony. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, all right, bud. How you doing?
Pretty good. See, you were leading the race there for a couple laps. Got a good pull there on John Schweikart.
Yeah, we got a nice long run car. That's what we're kind of hoping for here. Hopefully we can get a nice long run. We were a little bit faster than Schweikart in the long run. He's got a short run car, it looks like. So hopefully we can go green to the end here and put this baby in victory lane.
Well, hopefully, any strategies you're using? Keeping to that middle line, or just trying to stay as clean, have as much clean air as possible?
Yeah, 1 and 2 is really loose. There's a 12-mile-an-hour wind hitting you in 2 there, so it's really loose. And 3 and 4 is the exact opposite. It's kind of tight. So we're just trying to back it up and take care of the tires so that we're not pushing at all. Just kind of hoping for the long run sets, the long runs there, so we can get a nice run and get near the front. Well, we're near the front, just get away from everybody, really. Everybody's kind of aggressive at the starts here, so just kind of hitting my marks and backing it up, taking care of the tires.
Right, yeah, it looks like everybody's having a good race here tonight. People are trying to stay, a fairly good amount of distance away from each other, and, everybody's just trying to run a simple line.
Yeah, there's not a lot of racing surface. I know it's a really big track, but it's really tight racing. It's really slick out here. When you racing side by side with somebody, your car, the way the air hits these cars could really affect it. So just trying to be careful and keep it all in one piece here.
Well, all right, Anthony. I will bring you back up to the room, and hopefully you have a good rest of the race here tonight with about 42 laps remaining.
Hey, thank you, Scott, man. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
And as we go over the competition right now. It's Ken Worley up front with John Schweikart, Anthony Thitchner, Brian Wilderson, Nicole Johnson, Justin Bland. Oh, John Schweikart's going to be in first. Okay, people are moving all around here. John Cottle in 6th, Tony DeGeneiro in 7th, Chris Steele in 8th, Colin Fern in 9th, Ken Worley in 10th. Stephen Massey in 11th, Merrick Watch in 12th, Kurt Quist in 13th, Pat Rusher in 14th, J.R. Dyer in 15th, Mark Bratcher in 16th, Charles Silver in 17th, David Grosclose in 18th, Chuck Harrell in 19th, Douglas Hess in 20th. And it looks like about 24 people on the lead lap right now. Pace car is in. John Schweikart's on the pole with Anthony Thitchner on the outside. And it's going to be green flag racing. Looks like Anthony Thitchner is again in second place. He overtook Brian Wilderson rather quickly, not even finishing a lap around. And wow, it's John Schweikart's definitely taking off again.
Yeah, he's looking really, really good, really, really fast. I don't know if anybody's going to have anything for him until we get some really long runs.
That's the thing he said about every 15 laps his car starts to slow down a hair. But right now he's running, almost 8/10 of a second ahead of Anthony, and he's just getting faster and faster as he comes around each lap here. And it looks like Brian Wilderson took second again. Him and Anthony are having a pretty good battle. Let's see what the rest of the field is up to. Got a battle for 7th right here, and Nicole's going to the outside, and I'm trying to get it. She got a little high, caused her to go back just a bit. And you got Stephen Massey running in 6th with Merrick Watchhorn right behind him. And you got Mark Bratcher wrapping off the top 10. And Douglas is about 0.4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, there's a lot of racing going on around that 10th position.
Definitely, they've got about 4 different cars battling for 10th. And sometimes the back of the field, the middle pack, makes for some pretty good racing because those guys are battling to get to the front or at least make top 10. Rather than just having the top 3 duke it out because it's appearing that, John Schweikart is just pulling away from everybody. And look at that, within 3 laps, he's over a second ahead of second place, which is now Brian Wilderson. And then Brian Wilderson's about a second ahead of John Cottle. Where did Anthony Thitchner go? He dropped back to 4th. He must have let up quite a bit, That's the thing. You can either have a good short run car, and be able to take these laps, very quickly, or you can have, John Cottle got a little loose, and Anthony's catching up to him. Anthony's going to try to come in on the inside, or you can do like Anthony has, and has a long run car. You're a little slower in the beginning, but you're going to eventually outdo these short run cars.
Yeah, it just really depends on how the race plays out and how long the runs are, and for how everything's going to work out and who's going to win this race.
Right, definitely. And you got Merrick Watchorn moving right on up. He passed quite a few people back there.
Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on him, and he's doing pretty good. He's making clean passes and working his way around and up through the pack pretty well and smart.
Gotta say, he's rather new himself, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a rookie that I actually ended up hiring for my Xfinity team. I'm going to field him full time, and the way it's looking and how he's racing, he might end up earning himself a cup ride if he gets his way up to that A-class license.
Yeah, because he's making a good run. I mean, he's now in 6th place in the number 29 car, and you might have picked a very good person. But he's got about 0.8 seconds, almost 0.9 seconds ahead of Mark Bratcher, so he's trying to make his way up there. The only thing is John Cottle is about 1.3 seconds ahead of him. The only thing is John Cottle would have to, slide out or mess up, or, have to be a caution for Merrick to catch up. Or if Merrick somehow, ran a very, very good line and was able to break, close that gap.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how this race plays out if we ended up having another or even a couple more cautions with all the different strategies and car setups and how everything is working out right now.
Definitely, and we got 31 laps left here, folks, and as I'm watching 3rd, 4th, and 5th battle it out, they're running really close together. And right now, John Schweikart's got almost 2 seconds ahead of Brian Wilderson. He's slowing down a little bit. It's that short-run car. It's been about 10 laps, I do believe, since the caution. So, as he said, his car is not shutting down, but definitely slowing down a little bit. But, well, he's gaining and losing. It's a little confusing here. He's now over 2 seconds ahead of Brian Wilderson, and just in that short amount of time.
Yeah, he may have had a little hiccup, and he's just now getting back into his groove.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, looks like we got another caution. Let's try to see if we can pinpoint it.
Backstretch, Tony DeGennaro in the number 22.
See if we can find a replay of it.
Looks like once again he just got loose off of 2 and just spun it around. He did a really good job keeping it out of the racing groove though, and keeping it off the wall.
I say it looks like he was running pretty hard with the number 7. Oh, that was a very, very nice job by him, keeping it clean, and he is probably going to have to replace his tires, but at least he doesn't have any body damage.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker to just replace tires than have to pull out a fender and bang on the car a little bit with a hammer.
Most definitely. And it looks like all the cars are going to pit, and looks like Anthony got into his pit first, and you know, he's been definitely coming out between first and second, or trying to at least.
Looks like Justin Bland slid through his pit stall in the second pit.
These guys are running hard and trying to run hard, trying to get that lead coming out, and it looks like John Schweikart yet again is coming out on top.
John Cottle, he ended up coming out second.
Man, these guys.
Anthony came out in the 3rd position. 4th is Brian Wildison. 5th is Mark Bratcher.
Not this one tonight.
Merrick T. Watchhorn came out in 6th. Nicole Johnson came out in 7th. 8th is Justin Bland. 9th is Jay Adar. And round out top 10 is Chris Steele.
Let's, I might pull John Cottle in here, see what he's got to say. Well, welcome back to the broadcast booth, John. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Good, good, good. It looks like you're back up front in the pack again.
Yeah, we got into a little bit of trouble with the wall earlier in the race, but we managed to recover from it pretty nice. Up here, we're just riding around trying to sort things out.
Good, good. It's you know, looks like you guys are running, you know, really hard tonight, trying to catch up to John Schweikart.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely really fast tonight. He brought his A games tonight, definitely. But maybe me and Anthony and Justin can get up here and get the job done. One of us can get the job done tonight.
All right, let's go ahead and put you back up into the room, and hopefully you guys can accomplish that.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Now, definitely these top 5 tonight, or at least top 4, definitely people really want to watch out for, especially with next week being the last race. And it looks like Merrick's still in 6, and Mark Bratcher worked his way right up there.
Yeah, Merrick is doing a fantastic job in this race. I've seen him do some clean passes and really working hard to get up there, and it'll be interesting to see how he does this race and see if he can get up there and maybe get a win for West Virginia Motorsports and maybe earn himself a good seat in the cup.
I'd say that'd be great for him. As we're coming out of the back stretch and in the corner number 3, John Schweikart, John Cottle are going to be leading the pack out.
Well, in that last restart, the outside line didn't seem to get a very good jump going, so we'll see how it goes on this one.
Let's hope they get a better run. Green pace car is in. It looks like green flag racing, and John Schweikart is shotgunning right from the pack. And already a half a second ahead of the pack, just coming into the backstretch.
Anthony's trying to follow and get that second position, but we have a caution on the racetrack on the backstretch. Looks like Nick Gialis is in it. David Gross close. And that's all I can tell from right now.
Alright, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, he got a little loose coming out corner number 2 and hit Nick Gialis with it. Doesn't look like they did too much damage though, so I think they should still be finishing out the last 24 laps of this race. His car is a little bit crumpled up, but he looks like he should be able to finish it.
Yeah, it looks like there wasn't any very hard contact, but there was contact for sure there.
Definitely, and it looks like the leaders are going in, and not very many people pitting on this side on this time. Maybe the leaders aren't. Let's check. No, they're not. They're going to continue running. I don't know if that's a smart move on them. Or they just might not be able to pit yet. I'm not positive.
Yeah, they might just be pacing right now.
I saw about 6-7 cars go in, so I figured the rest of the pack would be going in, but they might be lapped as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current results here and see who is out of the race.
No, they are staying out.
With 22 laps remaining, I don't know. They might be pushing it just a little too much. And it looks like the Craig Sykes is out, Jeremy Rubin's out, Josh Mayhew's out. AJ Scarborough and Luis Almazo are out of this race. Definitely a lot better than last week. I think Luis might have been disconnected. He left really quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened right there. I don't know, he just brought down pit road and just quit.
Well, we've been getting some crazy weather up in the northeast here, and he might have been having some internet issues.
Yeah, that could be the case.
As we look at the top 10 here, it's going to be John Schweikart, John Cottle, Anthony Thitchner, Brian Wildison, Mark Bratcher, Merrick Watchhorn, Justin Bland, Nicole Johnson, Jay Adair, and Chris Steele. These guys are going to be doubling up again, and with 21 laps to go, hopefully we're going to have a 20-lap shootout. It's that would be very good for these guys considering last week's results. Granted, last week was a very good race, but half the pack ended up not finishing. But the ones that did finish, they had very, very strong racers. Pace car is in. Let's see how much of it. Oh, wow. A little bit of splitting there. And it's green flag racing. The pack split just a little bit before that. Not sure what happened. Everybody tries to keep it together. But John Schweikart, again, pulling away from them really, really quickly. None of the front pack pitted. Not sure how that's going to work out. John Schweikart sliding a little bit there. And we have another green flag.
Okay.
Well, what number was that? I'm sorry.
David Grosclose is in it again. Douglas Hess. That's all I can see at the moment.
See if we can point it out here.
Looks like David just got loose and cars were trying to check up, and we're just getting really loose checking up and everything.
The 47 took a very, very hard hit. I think he's done for the night. Yeah, this car has got to be like the track's got to be like ice. Even with coming up on 18 laps left to go. I wonder if any of these guys are going to pit. I hope so. I hope they don't try to push it and end up, being their downfall.
Yeah, I think with 19 laps remaining, I think everybody's just getting really antsy and wanting to go for it, and it's going to start causing some issues.
You know, and it seems like these back guys are getting real loose. Don't know if they have a good setup or if they're running just a fixed setup. I mean, you know, that's the real factor right there is what kind of setup you want to run. You want a mid-range, you want a short run car, you want a long run car. I mean, and it's really up to the driver too, you know, as far as what you know, how they like to drive.
With it getting near, I'm not sure if anybody's going to have anything with John Schweikart. He's looking really fast, and with these short bursts like we're getting, I don't think anybody's going to be able to touch him.
Yeah, Chris Steele is still topping out the top 10 here. Looks like it's going to be Ken Ron and David Grossclose rounding out the back here. Or trying to round up the back here. Ken Ron's just coming out of the pits now. These guys have had a really, really strong race here tonight, though. I mean, you know, all of them, not just the top 10. You know, these guys have been keeping their positions pretty much the same throughout this whole night.
Looking like we will be going green this time.
And hopefully we can have a 15-lap shootout. It was going to look like a 20, but unfortunately that didn't happen. You know, with 15 laps to go, these guys, they don't have to push it as much. I mean, try to work off each other a little bit. Try to work with your teammates. You know, don't try to overdo it.
Yeah, if we keep having cautions, I'm really leaning on John Schweikart because it's really playing in his favor. He's just been able to step out so easily on these restarts. He just makes it look so easy.
Well, he's only getting maybe 2 or 3 laps in on his car, and it's a short run car, so that's really playing in his favor here. I mean, with 15 laps, it's not a whole lot left to go. So if he gets that boost again as they go to green, you know, you're right. He probably will win this one, unless something drastic happens. Looks like pace car is in, and it's going to be green flag racing yet again, with 15 laps remaining, and John Schweikart pulling away from the rest of them. Well, not too much this time. Actually, he's only about 2.2 seconds ahead, with Brian Wildison catching him quick.
Yeah, he didn't get as good as a jump that time, and Brian Wildison just got loose and up into the wall.
Yeah, that pushed him back quite a bit. That's unfortunate for him. He was running the top 5 all night long. That's this track. I tell you what, this track is very slippery. Just hearing it from just a few of these guys that are running in the top here. I think Brian might be parking it for the night. He's got, well, there's 14 laps remaining. I don't know if he's going to try or if he's just going to try to pit and fix what damage has been done. Looks like John Cottle, Justin Bland, and Mark Bratcher in the top 5, and we have yet another caution.
Chuck Harrell is in it.
Oh, his car is smoking. Let's see if I can find it.
Looks like the 22 just got loose into the corner and lost it, and then lost control up into the wall, and then I guess just couldn't control it after that, and Chuck just was in the wrong place at the right time, and was right at, got caught up right into it.
Oh wow, yeah. They might be done for the night. Tony DeGenero's had a loose car really all night though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck was running pretty good here tonight too. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. See if I can bring Tony down. Looks like Pat Russia's up there with John Schweikart. And Anthony Thitchner, who was running second and third, is now back in 6.
Yeah, I think some people might have taken 2 tires. I'm not sure how they got up there.
Yeah, because these are people we haven't really seen up front all night. You got Blake Freeman up here, you got the number 95 up here, Mark Bratcher is now up. Well, he's been running the top 10 anyways, but he's now 5th.
I'm going back and seeing if we had any two-tire take.
They might have, because they're going to have 9 laps to go, I do believe, when they go green.
Oh no, it looks like John Schweikart stayed out and then a couple people followed him.
Probably wanted to see how well they do up in the front of the pack. Yeah, because these guys been running, I'd say, like 10th and up for the majority of the night.
Yeah, this will definitely change it up some with all kinds of different strategies there in the top 10.
Let's just hope everyone here can keep it clean for the remainder of the race, because it will be 9 laps remaining when we go green. And as we look at the top 10, as they're coming into corner number 1, looks like John Schweikart, Pat Russia, Kurt Quist, Blake Freeman, Mark Bratcher, Anthony Thitchner, Stephen Macy, John Cottle, Justin Bland, and Nicole Johnson rounding out the top 10. John Cottle and Justin Bland are way back there now. They were running right up in the top 5.
Yeah, we had about 5 or 6 guys that decided to stay out. I think Anthony was the first car to come down pit road.
It looks like there are about only 20 cars running left on the field.
This will be interesting to see how those old tires hold up against these guys back there with the new ones.
Exactly. And pace car is in. Everybody's bundled together. And green flag racing with 9 laps left to go. Let's see if we can keep it green for the rest of these 9 laps.
There's a big checkup on the outside line.
Oh, and it looks like the 29 got a little loose. Oh, we got people hitting the wall. Oh, it looks like it might be another... Oh, that is another caution, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't even need to do a replay for that, because you saw it. Looks like Stephen Massey, JRD are all got up into the wall and all managed to hit each other with just coming in the 9 laps left. Now 8 laps remaining.
Looks like a car on the outside just got loose, and then everybody else didn't have time to check up there.
No, let's. I'm gonna pull John Cottle back down. Not John Cottle, John Schweikart back in here and see what he's got to say. Welcome back again to the broadcast booth, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. It looks like with all these cautions that are happening here at the last bit of this race, this might be playing in your favor.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate too, because this was a really good race up until these last several cautions on top of each other. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, I know it's a wide track, but it's really bumpy, and with the wind, it's a little freeing too and tight and force. I don't know what's going on. Maybe just everybody just trying to get everything they absolutely can. It's unfortunate for anybody watching the broadcast, but it was really good up until then. I mean, it's still good. Maybe we'll have a good finish, but I mean, I just kind of hope for it to at least be a little bit more green.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like these cars now are just very, very slippery, especially in the back of the pack, and we see quite a few new people up near the front with you.
Yeah, Kurt Quist, Pat Russia, and Mark Bratcher. I think those are. I know this isn't an ECR broadcast or ECR race, but there's a lot of guys from ECR in here, and those are some new guys that came in the league over the off season, and they're racing Cup, which is the elite part of ECR, and for them to be up front here in the latter part of the race, I mean, that's very impressive, and just goes to show that the hard recruiting by the admin staff brought in really good talent to make the Cup Series even better this year. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this year, and these guys are a lot of fun to race against.
They really look it. All right, well, I'll send you back up to the other room and enjoy the rest of your race.
Thanks, sir. I'm just gonna see if I can get a really good restart here and hopefully pull off this victory. We'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
User was moved out of your channel.
Looks like it's going to be one more lap around here, and we'll have 5 remaining when we go green.
Yeah, this really played out into John's hands as long as he can keep the car under him. And
Exactly, and it's got a blimp view going on here, the Winter Challenge blimp, and very, very short pack finishing out this race. Yeah, we started with about 32, and we're finishing with about 20.
with these fresh faces up here, though, it'll be nice to see if they can maybe do something with John, and maybe they have a better short run car than he does, and maybe they can sneak up there and steal the win.
Did I say we got the 46 and then 95 up here? Yeah, the 46 of Mark Bratcher and the 95 of Kurt Quist up here. It's definitely gonna be interesting.
The first car with new tires is sitting in 5th place, and that is Anthony Fitchner.
Oh, that might be very good for him. No, I thought it was going to be green flag going on 5 laps to go, but apparently not. Apparently it's going to be a 4-lap shootout.
Yep, lights are off now, so I don't know if the caution got extended for some reason or what, but they were double file and everything. They were ready to go there.
Sometimes iRacing glitches, or you're right, they race control could have extended it for some reason or another. Coming in the corner number 3 here, you got John Schweikart, Mark Bratcher in 1st and 2nd. You got Kurt Quist and Pat Russia in 3rd and 4th. Anthony Fitchner and John Cottle in 5th and 6th. Alright, pace car is in, and it's going to be green flag racing with a 4-lap shootout.
Big jump for John. He really got on that one.
Yes, he did. Almost a half a second ahead of the rest of them, coming out of corner number 4. You got 4 cars battling for third back here, with Anthony Thitchner in 6, trying to push car up right up through. Almost 4 wide on the front stretch. Two and a half laps here left to go. John Schweikart is a half a second ahead of Mark Bratcher.
He's holding with him, but I don't know if he can get any speed to get up there and catch him and pass him.
I don't think so. There's not enough laps to catch him, I don't think. And right now he's got about a second and a half lead. Mark Bratcher does on Justin Bland, who's now in third. Yeah, John Schweikart is just pulling away, and it's going to be a white flag coming around. Four-car battle back here.
Looks like Justin Bland has edged out to third.
He's going to take it. I don't think Anthony can catch him. It looks like John Schweikart is going to win this race, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to John Schweikart with Mark Bratcher in second. Justin Bland in third, Anthony Thitchner in fourth, Merrick Watchhorn in fifth, Ken Worley in sixth, Joshua Sheets in seventh, Colin Fern in eighth, Pat Russia in ninth, and Nick Gillis rounding out the top 10. Let's go ahead and pull Justin Bland down in here and talk to number 3 real quick.
User was moved to your channel.
Well, welcome to the broadcast booth, Justin. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Looks like you've been having a good race tonight. Managed to take third position.
Yeah, we had a great race. The beginning of the race was amazing. Had some good long runs. Car handled amazing on the long runs. Didn't have much for anybody on the short runs. I don't know. Those last 3-4 cautions, we just couldn't get restarted. It's a shame. It didn't really show up how all of us prepared. I mean, we prepared, had a good car, and didn't really get to show it there at the end. But short story. Good win to John. He had an amazing car, class of the field all night. I don't even know if anybody passed him once, but. Other than that, the 65 was fast. Team worked great together. All of us were there in the top 7 most of the race. So.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, you guys definitely had a good race here tonight, and definitely a good finish on you.
Yeah, it's looking good. The off season's treated us really well this season. I'm definitely looking forward to coming into this next year. Hopefully, get a couple wins, get into the chase, try to redeem myself from last year.
Well, alright, well, thank you for joining us in the booth. We're going to move you back up and talk to the person who got second place.
channel.
Mark Bratcher, welcome to the broadcast booth, sir. Congratulations on getting second. Mark Bratcher, can I get a copy, please?
Yeah, Temple.
Congratulations on getting second, sir.
I appreciate it, man. It was a hard-fought night. The Wilson Bryant air-conditioned Toyota Camry, it was strong all night long, but we're a top 5 car all night. We got a black flag about mid race, about 25 laps in. We got a little bit loose and got a little penalty, and we had to battle it back. But the car was definitely fast enough to drive through the field, and there at the end we did the crew chief called on a 2-tire stop, and it was definitely a good call because but we didn't have nothing for the leader. He was on it tonight.
Yes, he was, but you yourself, you made quite a bit of a jump from going from the middle of the pack to getting second position near the end of the race. You know, that's quite a feat in itself.
Yeah, we had to be real aggressive, and we had to take it, force it 3 wide a few times, and it was I was just real confident with the guys that were around me, and we took some chances and stuck it in there 3 wide, and it just played out. There was one accident in front of us that we avoided, and we missed it, but all in all, it was just a good night. I mean, the car was really strong. All the guys that Canadian Motorsports put this setup together, and it was a total team effort on this right here. I mean, this car was a rocket ship. We just were missing a little bit for that one car. He was on top of things today for sure.
Yes, he was. We will talk to him next. Thank you, Mark, for joining us in the broadcast booth, and you had a very good race, sir, and we hope to see you next week.
Yeah, we're at Daytona next week, and we definitely got a rocket ship for that place. We can't wait. We're excited.
Oh, that's going to be one heck of a race. I'm going to go ahead and move you back up, and thank you again, sir, and congratulations.
Yeah, y'all have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Welcome back again to the broadcast booth, John Schweikart.
What's going on, buddy?
Not too much. We just got done talking to Mark and talking to Justin, and saying how much of a race they've had tonight, and they were discussing you a lot, saying how they couldn't really catch up to you.
Well, that's pretty awesome that they would say stuff like that. I honestly feel like anybody in here could have won this race tonight. It's anything can happen, and with the way the track was set up as hot as it is, it didn't take much to just slide. And I was on the edge all night, so just a little mistake, I could have been in the wall, and it could have been somebody else's race. So I definitely appreciate the kind words that those guys passed along. That's for sure.
Well, you had a heck of a run here tonight. Your car was the fastest. You just kept getting those pulls on people, and definitely towards the end, I think those cautions played in your favor very much. Even though we would have all liked to see a good 20-lap shootout, but even again, that probably would have been fine for you.
I honestly would have liked to have seen 20-25 lap shootout. Hell, I'd have loved to have seen it stay green and not let short run or long run speed determine it, but strategy as well. That's what makes racing a lot of fun when you can throw that kind of stuff in there too. But unfortunately, there was some cautions at the end, and it turned out to our favor of the short run set. So a win's a win. You have to celebrate it and enjoy it, because sometimes you never know when the dry spell will come across, and you don't get them for a while. So it'll be celebrated tonight, that's for sure.
Well, congratulations to you, sir, and hopefully we'll see you next week for the final race.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to put a thanks out there to Luis for putting this Racing for Awareness on, the Irace4Awareness. It's good to bring some notification to us as racers, just kind of putting this on for a good cause, and bringing awareness to other things other than just racing. And I also do want to thank my teammates, Brian Wildison, Ken Worley, Tony DeGeneiro. We had a lot of fun working on this set this week. Luis was also helping us work on it, so it was a lot of fun. And man, we're just looking forward to the last race of the season and head off to the ECR league season. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, from what everybody else is saying, it sounds like it's gonna be. Well, again, congratulations, and you have a good night.
Thank you, man, and I can't wait to go back and watch your broadcast and see how many views you guys had, and I'm sure the two of you guys did a hell of a good job tonight.
Oh, thank you. We both tried. Joey is new to the room, so we he still tried pretty hard tonight.
Yeah, it being my first time, I tried my best, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. And I'm glad I could be here and watch this great race. And congratulations to you, John. You put on a heck of a show.
Well, I appreciate it, man. We'll catch up with you guys again, and man, first half of the race was pretty damn badass, and I look forward to as the season progresses, and man, seeing the shows that we can actually put on. They're gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, we hope so. All right, John. We'll talk to you later.
All right, see you guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get one final look at the results here. And Joey, any last words here before we close out tonight?
Well, all in all, it was a pretty good race. I'm kind of sad that it came down to the cautions and the short run car, but like John said, win's a win, and when you can get one, take it, that's for sure. And congratulations to him, and also, like John said, a big thank you to Louise for putting these races up and getting awareness out here for the stuff that he does, and it's definitely a good job on his part.
Yes, thank you very much, Louise. This has definitely been a great mini run, and we will finish off next week with Daytona, and that should be one heck of a race as well.
Yeah, I'm sure hoping that I could be in here again with you and maybe broadcast the Daytona race with you, and maybe even do a couple more with you. I had a lot of fun.
Alright, I definitely had a lot of fun too. Well, that will be it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the 75 lap run at Auto Club. Again, John Shoeikart was the winner, and we will be back next week for Daytona, and then the 24th will be another broadcast on this channel for the ECR Truck Race Series. So hope everyone has a good night, and thank you again for watching.